If you've been keeping up to date on my adoption series video, I have 2 videos out already. My adoption story part 1 and my adoption story part 2. If you see my part 2 video, you'll notice that there were 4 or 5 different little clips of me. And yes, those clips are videos that I have been filming since 2017 until now. Because this is something that I can only journal, I can only mentally remember for so long. This whole chapter, I've been needing to actually document my own reactions, my own tears, my thoughts and feelings at that moment. So I can remember how far I've come from today. A lot of me really wanted to explain to you guys the whole reason why I want to meet my birth mom just right now, but I feel like if I did that, the videos that I had previously recorded would kind of have been for nothing, because I want you to hear the story of why I want to meet my birth mom from the moments that really came from my heart. So you're gonna get a lot of that from these next upcoming videos and clips. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be, so here we go. Annie's asking me a lot of questions because I'm gonna go to Guatemala. I'm so excited. Yay! But obviously, and I'm pretty sure,
sorry, I'm off.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I'm pretty sure I've probably announced it already on my YouTube channel, maybe.
You haven't.
No. Well, when this video goes up.
Oh, then yeah.
Hopefully it's already on my YouTube channel that, you know, one of the main reasons I'm going to Guatemala is, to go find my birth mom. It's crazy to say, but
I'm so excited.
You have known since the very get-go when I first returned from Guatemala, my first trip, and I told you.
I am so just like fascinated with your story. Like a creeper. No, like literally a creeper status.
A lot of people are genuinely fascinated, which is why I feel bad that I haven't like posted anything about it. I haven't announced it, because I'm just like, it just gets so overwhelming. Like, where do I even start? Do I start on my adoption story? Do I start on my birth mom? Do I start on my life story? Like, where? There's so much to begin with. Yes, 2017 was the year, because end of 2016 was when we went to Guatemala. We came back. Beginning of 2017, literally January 2017, that's when Jocelyn and Carla's brother helped me out. And it was literally just him and I that was doing the research. And he called me one day. Basically told me the news that, yes, we found out she still is alive. Her ID is valid. She's ready to, like, she's there. And it took me all of 2017, a whole year, to just soak that in for myself. So that's why I wasn't ready to pursue anything further of let's go find her, this or that, because I needed to absorb that for 19, almost 20 years of my life. I always just thought she's not alive. I already assumed that she was dead. I didn't know what to do with that information. And a part of me just wanted to stop, because I'm like, okay, wait, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Because I'm like, well, what if she doesn't even want to meet me? What if she has resentment towards me? Or what if she just doesn't want to see me, I guess. And I had started having that fear of rejection coming to me. I had that fear of being rejected. But, you know, I was talking to Carla one time, and she really helped me put into perspective where, and I told you this analogy before, where I see it as I'm in the middle of a book. I'm in the middle of a really good book, and either I can close up this book, put it in the bookshelf, let it just collect dust, and always wonder, well, what happened? What happened at the end of the book, you know, and never find out. Or I can just man up and just keep reading this book. Whatever is going to happen, good ending or bad ending, which I've come to realize it's not be a bad ending. It'll be the ending that needs to happen, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, what will happen? And so I can decide to finish this book, and in the end I can just, like, that's what's going to be revealed to me. And so I decided, that's what we're going to do. I do want to finish this. If anything, my goal is I want to see my birth mom simply to just say thank you. My goal in life. I want to tell her thank you. Thank you for loving me enough to be willing to put me up for adoption. for wanting a better life for me. And even though I have gone through a lot already, like, I mean, my mom here that adopted me, like, she's no longer here. And I just want to get that out there for just so many people to hear, you know? And so a lot of that, like, this whole adoption thing, it's never been bitter towards me. It's never been a bitter thing. It's never been a sad thing. I was always just so proud of who I am, where I am, my family and everything. But I remember finally, then 2018, beginning of January, February, I left again to go to Guatemala, go to school, learn some Spanish. And I didn't expect finding out anything. But in reality, I did find out a little bit more.
On Tuesday, the 30 de enero, 30th of January. So in my host family, Noemi and Carlos are the parents. But they have kids, Julie, Candy, Veronica, and a son. Candy has a friend who works in the government or something, and basically he was able to find out information of my mom, my birth mom. Ella se llama Maria Cristina Morales. Basically, it was Tuesday. I was in class with Julie because she's been my teacher for this past week. And she told me, Kayla, like, Candy has more information about your mom. They found her name. She is still alive, and they found a recent photo of her. And yes, okay, I knew that she was alive in the past. I really didn't know how to explain that to the family here. But at the same time, like, I knew she was alive. I really didn't know anything. They said that she's alive. They said that she is still living in the same city that I was born in Rubio and Malaquitan. And so I'm like, wow, okay, like, that's a lot, like, wow, okay. And then there was a picture, and the picture, I feel like I get chills every time. The picture I saw of my birth mom, that is what really got me going, because, okay, I never thought in my life this would happen. I never thought in my life there would ever be an opportunity or a time in my life that would come up again to find more information about my birth mom. I never thought that this opportunity would rise up again. Okay, I only have one picture of my mom. I never thought I would have another picture of her. Never. And one thing that I always remember for myself is I would smile, and I would either look in the mirror or I would look in pictures and stuff, and I would always notice something. I would notice that when I smile, one eye would be a little bit bigger than the other. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes you have to look, but that's the situation. I saw that in the picture of my birth mom, the recent one, the most recent picture they have of her is from 2015. I saw that picture, and we had the same eyes. I could only look at that picture twice during class, and I couldn't even look at it for like more than a minute. I couldn't even stare at it for more than a minute because I just wanted to cry. I didn't know what to think. And so then later, Julie was trying to explain some stuff to me about my mom, but I couldn't really understand it as much. So she gave me the number to talk to Candy, because Candy and Veronica are fluent in English as well. So I go outside of the school. I'm shaking. Like, I am just like, probably because it's a little frío outside, afuera. Pero I'm like shaking because I'm just like, wow, is this really happening? And Candy, was telling me that they can't, because it's confidential information, they can't really disclose much information to me. But they did confirm that she is alive. They did confirm that she is living still in Rubio, Malaquitan. And they did confirm that it is valid because it shows in the system that there was a woman who adopted me from her. Her name was Catherine Sorensen, which I don't know why they don't have Judy because that's my mom's name. But basically it confirmed that Judy Catherine Sorensen adopted my birth mom, Maria Caterina Morales' daughter, which is me, Maria Elizabeth Morales. The emotions and the thoughts that was going through my head, I don't know. Honestly, I was shaking. I was trying not to cry because I was in school. I was really trying not to cry. And I'm just like, okay, this is happening. It's confirmed. like my mom is still alive. And the whole day, I immediately wanted to talk to Carla. I immediately wanted to tell Nicole. I immediately wanted to tell my family, but I not much people know about the situation right now. Because in the past I didn't really know how to go about telling my family. I don't even know how to go about telling my sister. Entonces, I know that this is all part of God's plan, because a part of me, I want to learn Spanish, because when I came to Guatemala, so much of my eyes and my heart and in myself opened up, and I didn't realize there was a piece of a puzzle in my life that's missing. And I know there's more pieces bound to show up, but there is a piece in my life that was missing. And when I went to Guatemala, it was slowly starting to fill up. It opened because I'm realizing, wow, there's something missing in me, but it's starting to fill up a little bit. Porque I'm, seeing more of my culture, more of the city, more of the country, just more that there is to it, to Guatemala, and just where I came from. And so later, kind of discovering more of the options of finding my mom, that's definitely been a huge reason, is one day when I meet my birth mom, if es posible, if it's in God's plan, I would love to be able to speak some Spanish to talk to her. I probably will still need help from Carla or Renee, have a translator or whatever, but, I would love to do as much talking as I can. So I came up here to aprender español, to learn Spanish. And that's kind of all I thought was going to happen, just learn Spanish and stuff. And God put this opportunity where this family here is absolutely amazing. They're so great. And I know this is the house I was supposed to be. I know this is the family that I was supposed to stay in. It prepared me for right now. And so, yeah, I cried a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of emotions. A lot of emotions are going through me. Pero it's good emotions. It's good things, breathing, giving it to God, literally just giving this whole situation to God. I knew there was a reason why I was adopted, because my mom, Judy, adopted me. She is my mom. And my God, she was a beautiful mom. And she was everything to me. She is everything to me. But I literally, there's also a reason too, for some reason, that my birth mom is starting to show up more in my life now. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see why more.
I just got done watching a documentary named Adopted. It is on YouTube. I would love to just recommend for everyone to go see it. And there were so many connections that just hit on the spot with me. And I love hearing other people's stories on what they're going through, what they really feel inside. Being here in America, growing up, being raised by a white family in a white community in the Americanized culture. And it's not till, you grow up and you see things and you discover more of who you are, or who you want to be, or who you don't know who you are. Just that inner confusion. Because I have gone through, and am going through, that identity crisis of who is my culture? Who am I? Because, and just like Jennifer said in the documentary, she is, but she's not. I'm American, but I'm not. I'm Guatemalan, but I'm not. I'm Latina, but I'm not. And I feel really blessed, because I do realize that my mom did want to introduce a lot of the culture around me growing up. She wanted that to be exposed into my household for my sister and I. But I never really took into full consideration, or really took it to full heart, that one day I will be there, or I will see those indigenous outfits in real life, or I will want to know more about it. Adoption is such a beautiful thing. Especially if it comes, from a third world country or from a situation that you can have a better life here. When I came to America, I was malnourished. I was sick. And I can't imagine the lifestyle that I could be in if I was still there, if my birth mom had kept me, because I know that she was going through her own struggles and illnesses, or depression, or mental illness, whatever it could be, who knows. And so I know I'm so grateful to be here, but God, then when you lose your own adopted mom, so when you lose two moms, and you didn't have a father, and you only had one other sister, adoption can be a beautiful thing, but it does have its consequences. And it does have its moments. And it can be a sad thing. I guess it's my turn now to figure out what it is for me. My turn to figure out my story.
Alacetan, San Marcos, she's still in the same farm that I was from, so that's a huge step as well. We have the coordinates to the farm. We have so much of that information. Now it's just a matter of reaching her, letting her know, hey, your birth daughter is alive and she wants to meet you.
Right? My dad's gonna try to see where is that area, how long it takes to get there, how we can connect with somebody, if we have cousins up there, because I think you told me that I have an uncle or a cousin up there.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is our foot in the door. Like, we're still connecting with this community that she lives in, and we're able to find that person that we're gonna have a one-on-one on. Be like, all right, can you talk to her because her daughter wants to meet her?
Okay. Yes.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Because I get what you're saying. Like, I totally get what you're saying. It's just, I think if we're there interacting with this community, I think it's, I don't know, more of a push of okay, we're actually interacting here, and I don't know, we're interacting here because we, that's just what we do, but then also it's just gonna bring us closer.
I hear you on that. I hear you on that. I think my only thing, and I know, and I don't want to call this a lack of faith or whatever, this or that. My thing is, what if we do all that and she is not even there?
Well, that sucks. I know you don't want to hear that. I'm just being real with you, okay, Kayla?
What if we find out that she moved somewhere else, or...
Yeah, what if she moved? What if she passed away? I know you don't want to hear this,
But you're right, though, now that I think about it, to just, in general, just go for it, and just to be in her community, in that area, that's still, such a huge step, as close as I never thought that I would ever be. I'm, literally right there. Yep. I'm in her footsteps of where she has been.
Yeah, it's not like we lose, I mean, I'm only speaking for myself, I guess. I can't really speak for you, because what you're feeling, what you're gonna go through, what you're gonna open yourself up to is gonna be something unexplainable, and I will never understand that in my life. I'll try to be sympathetic about it, but I will never understand it. So, but to give you my honest opinion is, if she's not there, if she's passed away, if she's moved, if she's, or as simple as it maybe she doesn't even want to interact with us. You know, it's like, I still think, you know, we won something there.
But like, I get it though, because I don't know. A part of me was like, I don't know if I need to give her time, because I had to have time to like soak it in. What if she needs time? But then I'm also afraid, and I don't know if it's just me being selfish, but like, I'm also afraid, what if we give her time and she freaks out and changes her mind and says no, you know?
Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know, obviously it is easier said than done. But it's like I told you, you know, from the very get-go, it's like, I think those are the risks you're running when you go into this, you know, and those are the turbulations and like you're just gonna face, and it's your faith, you know. At the end of the day, it's like, it's really your faith. Like, how much do you really, like, you're gonna face disappointment. Like, where's your faith based on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is your faith gonna be demolished because she didn't want to meet with you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh well.
Every time I think about it, I just like want to start crying, because it's just like the thought, if I ever come face, like, I literally get chills if I ever come face to my birth mom. I don't even know.
I don't think you could even compare it to anything.
I don't know if I can't compare that to anything. That's a whole other thing. There was only one moment, 1 month of my life that I was bitter, and it was, and only Carla knew this at the time. I was looking at my adoption documents, and I was like, oh, I can do some translating, because I thought I was doing pretty good, and like I translated some stuff from the court date. Ended up finding out that I have a half sister. Shit, that's so weird to say. But even then, that half sister was like raised with the grandma, you know. And I think that sister is like I think she's 4 years old in the documents when it said she was 4 years old, and I was 9 months or something. So I went through a minute of, I didn't want to let myself be mad, because I felt like I was being bad if I was mad. But I eventually accepted, like, I was mad. I was confused. I was starting to think, was I not good enough? My dad wanted nothing to do with me. Was I a burden in their life? And yes, I started to become jealous, where I was like, why did my mom keep her, but she didn't keep me? You know, am I not good enough for that? But that was like a few months of just, I had to allow myself to feel that, you know, of those emotions. To feel, I didn't know how to feel these things, how to not feel guilty for feeling these things, because it's like, I wanted to love her so much, but I was struggling for a minute because I just wanted to feel angry. But obviously, after just releasing a lot of it and just, you know, growing from so much of it and understanding so much of her point, and like talking to the family and talking to people, where it's like, Kayla, because I've asked even when I was in Guatemala, I asked people, like, do you think that my birth mom would still even want to see me? And they would all say, of course. You know, you were a daughter of hers. There's no way that she's not thinking of you. And to me, like, that's still just crazy to believe, and I wonder if she does still think of me, or maybe like she still thinks of me so much, but like she carries the guilt. What if she's carrying the guilt that she put me up for adoption or something, you know?
I mean, we could all sit here and give our like hypothesis, you know, like, as me being a mom now, I can't imagine selfishly keeping Leilani if I couldn't, you know, if I was in her situation. I was in Guatemala and I couldn't even survive myself, and I selfishly kept my baby and she died. That's heavier guilt than giving her to, you know, America, where she could have opportunities and all of these things. Like, I feel like it could go either way. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, but I feel like if you stayed with her and you ended up dying, like, that's even more upsetting on her end. Like, I think that,
like, you died on her watch.
yeah, and I wouldn't be able to live through that.
Decided to do what I knew my heart needed to do, but at the same time my heart didn't want to do, because I knew it was going to get emotional. I'm not even like crying emotional. Not crying emotional. But like intense down memory lane. I have gone through a lot of photos that I was able to bring home. And you know, it's so funny, I can realize I know a lot of my family, and I can meet people in my family who knows a lot about my adoption. But to me, I sometimes just feel like my adoption is just like a mystery. And maybe it's just because I'm just like, I want to know everything. I was a baby of what was this day, and what happened, who are these people, can I meet up with these people? And it's as if like no one knows this information, and I'm just like finding all these photos from nowhere. And it's like, but I was able to find a ton of photos that my mother, my adoption mother, my mom, took in Guatemala. And obviously being in Guatemala twice now, soon to be third, you know, I see all these pictures of just everyday photos of on the streets. And I do know that when my mom came to pick me up, she didn't pick me up from my birth mom's place. She picked me up from a little foster home that I was temporarily in. I can't remember how long. Obviously, like I said, I was 9 months as a baby, so a few months, I'm not sure. I am not quite sure of how long I was with my birth mom until and the moment I was with this little foster family. I'm pretty sure, but I think this is the day that either, I don't know, she met me when she came to Guatemala, if my mom met me for the first day, or this is the day she came to come and get me, take me home. There I am. I think this might be with the adoption services people. I don't know why there's just so much that I want to know, that I just want to dive so much further into. Like, I just want to be there. I want to be able to take myself to the day that my mom picked me up and brought me home. It's the unknown. I want to be able to visualize my life of the day I was born to what happened with me with this foster family, because it's like adoption. You guys who are adopted, I don't know, please, I hope I can relate to one of you out there. It's like once we are born, the family we grew up with, of course, from the minute, especially now, like from the minute you're a baby, you get so many pictures from the day you were born to 1 week to a month to 2 months to 3 months to 4 months to 5 months, 6 months, all of that. Like, so you and your family will tell you all about, oh, I remember when you were a baby, you were this little, like this is what was kind of going on in your life at that time. I'm not saying you might know the details, but you know like the gist of it. I don't know the gist of it. I don't know what my life was like from the day I was born to those 9 months when my mom picked me up. And it's like, it is just this mystery of within myself and my heart. And I know 9 months might not seem like a lot to your childhood, but I just feel like it's a little bit of a missing puzzle that I want to put in my hands so that I can connect it with the rest of the puzzle, with the rest of my life story. And that's why I would like to meet my birth mom and see if she could fill in a little bit, just a little bit of the gap of what my life was like. I don't know. I have questions, but I don't know my questions yet. I know that this video is a lot for my birth mom, but I do just have to say that my mama, she took care of me. Sometimes making these videos, I don't know who these videos are for. For the spotlight of my mom, The spotlight of my birth mom, the spotlight of my adoption story, the spotlight of my life. What pieces does this go to? There's so many different little things that's in my life. And now my life goal is to learn how to connect all of them. Only time will tell, you know? There's a time and place for everything. Literally the other day, I filmed a video on kind of wanting to know the why in between my adoption story, the whys of from when I was born to when I was adopted, and just a lot of questions when it comes to adoption. And I've been doing a lot of emotional soul growth work when it comes to going through a bin of mine of journals, pictures, projects, letters, everything, whether it's of my mom, myself. And I found, I can't even cry. I can't even cry because I'm just like, of all things, I was to find, there's a time and place for everything. Anyways, I really want to read this whole letter that my mom sent me, but because I'm just like, oh my gosh, how much it applies to me so much to this day, and I still feel it happening. September 13th of 2006, my mom wrote this to me. She said, "This morning I rode over to the school because all the students were going out on the play field and holding up colored papers to create an American flag. They had a plane flying over to take a picture of it. Grandma and I got there just as you were finished and going back into the school. I took a few pictures of you all. I finally caught sight of you, and it overwhelmed me at what a beautiful young woman you are. You just had a healthy glow, strong body, sassy hair swinging in the breeze, a sharp black and white cute outfit on, and a charming smile on your face. You stood out as an attractive young girl with so much life and happiness ahead of her. I was so proud of you and who you are. You really are finding yourself and developing and creating the adult that you will be. I know sometimes you think and wonder about the whys and such of you being adopted. I can't change the whys. I don't even know what all of the whys are. I only know from my side of this adoption, and thank God every day that it was to be. I love you so much, more than I could if I had given birth to you myself, and more than the one who gave you birth ever could." Oh, I just understood that right now. Oh, that's a lot. Whoa. I love you so much, more than I could if I had given birth to you myself, and more than the one who gave you birth ever could. More than my birth mom. I know it may not help you wondering why, but I hope it helps to know how much I love you, and I can't imagine life without you. This is not planned. All of these videos are not planned, are not staged, are not any of that. I don't even know if these videos make sense, but for me, I think I'm needing this. Questions that I asked of the whys, and yet my mom is confirming me the whys, that sometimes we might not know the whys. And that's the thing, it's just the acceptance of letting go and the acceptance of trust, the acceptance of acceptance.
the acceptance of the unknown and just going with it, because hopefully in the future it will be revealed to you in a way you can never imagine, even if that revealing is just simply peace within your heart, that in this earth time of you being here physically, that it might not ever be revealed to you. We are on June 26th, and I just discovered that.
Let's be real, okay? It's a real thing. It's like a heavy shit. It's a heavy thing, you know? And so that's why I'm asking you. It's like, do you want it mejor, like the second week of that month, like the start of that month, you know?
Honestly, this has been going on the past couple years. This has been going on for a minute with everything that I've been doing within myself and the healing and the journal readings of my mother and the pictures I'm finding of Guatemala and just the information that I'm finding and just like the talks that I'm having, the conversations with people, just all of this stuff. I understand it's a lot, but I'm not taking all of this in how I was in the past anymore, where it's like I can't even think about it. What if she doesn't want me? What if of course there's a lot of scenarios within it. I've come to accept that whatever is going to happen is what is going to be God's plan for this time. If I don't meet her, I don't meet her. But holy heck, the fact that I would be in like the village area still, might not meet her. She might not want to see me. She might, you know, I don't know. But I can't think of the, like, well, what's going to happen? I can't plan it out. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Things don't turn out the way, not necessarily the way we planned, but don't turn out how you pictured it, and then it just like,
I can't picture anything specific anymore, because it's like, to me, that's not fair for me to picture a certain situation on how it's gonna go, and that's setting me up for a lot of disappointment if I picture one way.
yeah.
The only thing that I can just picture is just me, us, in the car, vehicle, whatever it is, just traveling, just driving. And that's the only thing that I'm like okay with picturing myself, because everything else, it's like I don't know what's gonna happen, and so I want to open my mind and be like, whatever I see, whatever's gonna happen, all right, like that's what's gonna be.
All the customers are ready to hear your story.
I'm ready to hear my own story. So I can only imagine what everyone's trying to think too. I know.
Yeah, you know, no big deal, but
You know, it's only a documentary in the making. No biggie. Everyone's life is a story that needs to be shared and spread.
And you're the only one that I share.
And I know that that's how my life is supposed to be. I know everything to this day. This is how my life is meant to play out. And not only that, from the very get-go, Mother, I never thought you were alive. I assumed all 19, 20 years that you were gone. I didn't think you were here. So to find out that you were alive, to have a picture of you, so recent within the past 5 years, to see my eyes and my facial structure in you, and to see that picture of you, I never thought I would get any closer. Whether you are going to be there physically or not, I'm going to make my way into that town. And I'm gonna see farther of where I came from to discover more of my roots. Because my Guatemalan roots are beyond so beautiful, so incredible. And I just want you to know how much I'm grateful for you. And of all things, it's fluctuated up and down, but regardless, I love you, Mom.